Hello, and thank you for coming to this page in order to learn more. I am actually going to take you through a guided tour of my Excel spreadsheet of what I use when someone calls in and says, hey, I need to do some long-term care planning. I've actually created a spreadsheet. You can buy it here if you want to, and you can use it yourself and plan out everything that you need to be planned out. With the spreadsheet and the book, you should be able to do everything, but I want to give you some secrets. If you'll just give me about 3 minutes, I'll be able to give you some pretty big nuggets that can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars if you ever ended up in a long-term care situation and you can't really afford long-term care insurance. Long-term care insurance creates a problem because you might be able to afford it now when you're working, but when you're not working, most people can't afford it. And the insurance companies kind of rely on that situation arising. So most people end up giving up their long-term care insurance later on in life and then have to go through a program like this. But let me show you how you can save money. First off, if you were to have this sheet, you would go in here and there is the first thing you land on is the task list. I do task by task everything that needs to be done when planning, putting anything together. I even go in here if you were going to apply for Medicaid. So technically if you have the sheet, you wouldn't even need me to apply for you. Sometimes that's not the best policy. If you're trying to shelter assets, you would want the attorney to help you. But let's go to, first off is an information sheet. This is just basic information. I've entered in here just a few things to give an example. We're going to do something for Billy Bob and his wife Sarah. Billy Bob is going to go to a nursing home. Sarah's staying home. So we have to balance two things. We have to get Billy Bob his care taken care of for and paid for, and we have to make sure that Sarah's going to be able to pay her bills. So after you enter all this, you'd go to the next step, which is, oh, do I have my executors and power of attorneys and everything like that? So in that situation, you go back down here. One of the most important things I tell people all the time is you can do all the planning in the world, but if you don't have a good person who's going to take care of you, your life will be miserable in a nursing home. So you want to make sure that you pick the people that are going to actually take care of you. The next is getting organized. I tell people, if you are actually planning for the situation, you're going to have so much paperwork. I have a link here to an Amazon to buy a portable case that I tell people to get and start keeping things in order because Medicaid is going to require you prove everything that you're doing. So financial information, we go to our asset information here, and we're going to start filling out asset information. So I made a hypothetical situation. This is a very common situation that I come into. Right here at the top, big in red, is right now, in order for Sarah to qualify and get help, she's going to lose $530,000 if she calls Medicaid by herself. But let's see what I can do for them. I haven't even planned this out. I'm just going to do this off my top of my head. I've just entered numbers in here. So first off, they have Chase Bank. They have a joint account of $25,000. They have Bank of America here. Let me move over. Bank of America, they have $55,000 in a savings account. They have a money market account of $33,000. He has an AT&T IRA of $350,000. She worked for Yum. She has $60,000 in an IRA. We have Hartford. Both of them have a death benefit of a life insurance policy of $50,000. Our real estate, we have a house here worth about $450,000. We have a mortgage of $120,000. Toyota, $15,000 for worth about $15,000. A Ford of $7,000. Okay, so this is our assets. The next sheet over is our income. So this is going to be focused more on Sarah because we got to make sure we have enough income coming in to pay her bills. But also, so right now I've entered in their Social Security. They're bringing in about $5,800. That would be really great if you were bringing in that much. Most people don't. But let's say those people are bringing in a high amount because actually making more is harder for me to get people on. We got $7,000 of monthly expenses for health care because he's now in a nursing home. It's costing $6,478 a month. Household expenses, that's costing them about $1,800 a month. They have a total monthly expense now of $10,000, a shortfall of $4,848. That's that you're going to go bankrupt pretty quick at losing about $4,000 because we have all the other stuff that's going to be coming out that I didn't even enter in here. There's a lot of other things like repairs on cars, house cleaning, fuel. If Sarah ends up needing a bunch of expenses too, so. let's go in here and let's figure out what to do. Well, first off, let's handle the assets. Okay, so on this side, I have what's going to be lost, and over here, we have different strategies that we can use. Okay, and in my book, I talk about each one of these strategies and how they work. Well, if I was in their situation off the top of my head, I'm wanting to solve an income problem here of $1,100. I want to get rid of that, so I want this to be empty over here. So I'm going to make sure I spend down on the house. So I'm going to take $25,000 over here. I'm going to do a spend down. Okay, once I do this spend down over here, I can take about $25,000 there. I'm going to, well, no, we're not going to take the whole 20. We're going to say, we're going to take, we'll take about 15,000. Okay, we got 15,000 there. We got 55,000 here. And we got 33,000 here. We're going to spend all that down on what? We're going to come over here and we're going to pay off this mortgage. That's what we're going to do. We're going to pay down that mortgage of that $120,000. Now we're not going to get to the full 120 right now. What are we at? We're about 130. So we got $17,000. Either we're going to want to pay that off or refinance the house to bring the thing down. I would rather do a payoff instead of refinancing the house. So I'm either going to take it out of the AT&T or the Yama account. I know that there will be some tax consequences for that, but the savings will far outweigh the benefit. So we're going to do another spend down here of 17,000. All right. Well, so we're at 120, but we still have a huge loss here. Now we are going to be taking out, I need to do something with these two things. Well, luckily in the state of Texas, there is a thing called a Medicaid annuity that we can do to try to get around it. And I call this the Annuity Plus system. And so we're going to take all this and I'm going to take this out down here and I'm going to take, we're going to leave that here, but we're going to take over here the Annuity Plus and we took the spend down of 17. Let me do my math in my head. We got 333,000. Okay. And we're going to take her 60,000. Okay. And we can take all of that and shelter it. So we're going to take almost $400,000. And in our plan here, we need to also handle this Ford. You can only have one car. So either we're going to sell this car and we're going to get $7,000 here, and either we're going to go buy a new car, sell them both, or we're going to take that $7,000. We could use that for the spend down here. So why don't we do that? We'll do 10 here, okay, and then we'll take this to 340, okay, and in this Annuity Plus program, there's a way to actually do, it's kind of like a CD version of an annuity with no fees. It's very nice. There's a way to really guarantee it. Rough ranges of around, it won't earn anything up to around 10, well, I think it's 8% now because the interest rates are so low. But you average around 4% a year in making them, but you have no risk. The insurance company will guarantee the principal. It's a very good way to handle this situation. But we're going to take our $7,000 and do a spend down here. Okay, so total altogether, we're going to save $520,000 and get him qualified for Medicaid. So now I've saved $520,000 for them because of these strategies that we're going to use. And we're going to come over here. So we're going to have to understand that there's a thing called the Minimum Monthly Maintenance Needs Allowance. They call it the MMMNA. And that is going to prevent her from getting all of his income. So we got to worry about that. So she's going to get her $700. And then she's going to only be allowed up to $3,233. So of his Social Security, she's going to be able to get all the $1,800. But of his pension, she will not be able to get the whole amount. She's only going to be able to claim about $700 of his pension. And so, and that gets us pretty close. It would be about 723. Okay, let's put that in there. And so there we are. She will get that much. That's what she's going to do once we get him on. So we significantly lost down here in income. So we need to make that up. And we need to figure out, well, what's going to happen? All of his health insurance premiums will be paid. She will only have to worry about hers. Okay. we'll be able to get that paid. We won't have to pay his nursing home costs. We got that paid. Prescriptions and all other health costs for him are all paid now. She just needs to worry about herself. So let's go here. We got $80 here. We got $130 here. So we significantly have reduced that category a lot. So we've done really well there. We've gotten rid of the mortgage, so we don't need to worry about that. We're still going to have utilities. Probably won't be as much because a man's not running around the house. The home insurance is going to be staying the same. Internet and maybe phone will go down because he won't need it. Maybe he will need it. I had one the other day where he wants his phone, but I have most clients, they don't know what's going on. They can't even use the phone. So we're getting rid of those phone services. And so we can reduce those costs there. Now we're down to $610. We know we didn't have any payments before. He won't have fuel costs, but she still will. We'll keep it at $150. And groceries, his groceries will be covered. So we'll only need to cover her. And we're not going to be changing her life. We'll keep the subscriptions for like Netflix and different things. All right. And so we are able to, oh, wow. Look at what we did. We're able to spend $1,700. We're going to be saving $1,500 a month for her. Good job. Look at what we did. So not only did I save them in doing our plan $520,000, she's going to be running $1,500 extra bucks that she can spend every month just because they contact an elder law attorney. Now you can do this same thing. If you buy my book, which you buy on here for $950, it's going to go through all of these strategies, plus, how you're going to save the $520,000, all these strategies that you use. And you get my spreadsheet, you can go in and figure it out all for yourself. I mean, of course, you can just hire an attorney to do this. If you are going to end up applying for Medicaid anytime soon, you're going to want just an attorney to do this because Medicaid will deny you when you start doing these. So you want an attorney to set it up. But if you're in a situation right now that you're like, well, do I go buy long-term care insurance, but I can't really afford it, or should I start restructuring a plan and looking for a plan like this and understanding what I need to do, then this is the route that you want to go. But I have saved clients hundreds of thousands of dollars. I've changed their life. I can't tell you how many times people come to me and go, I wish I would have known this information sooner after they've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on care. I'm giving you this information. You just need to go below and buy it. And then you have it. And you always have my number. You can call me if you need me at any time. If you've used any of these systems, we take this off your bill. And so in that, whatever that may be, I hope you call us. I hope you buy my book. I promise you, understanding this saves you hundreds of dollars a month. This is the best thing you can do, understanding how all this works. Law can change though, so you got to keep up to date with this. But as long as you have my number or another elder law attorney's number, you'll be able to figure this out and plan it out. Okay? All right, we'll go from there.